We're gonna go on to the next topic. So, as y'all know, past couple weeks we talked about different rule changes in NCAA. They're taking things and then giving it back, and then they're taking more things. So anyway, now they're allowing NCAA is allowing universities to cover the traveling costs of 2 parents or legal guardians on the official visits beginning August 1st.
But it used to be just one, right?
Was it? It was just one.
Just one guy.
I believe we could
cover
the parents. We could cover the travel costs for the student athlete. We could cover
now they covering 2.
Now they can cover 2 guardians and 2 parents.
That's big. That's big.
I think it's phenomenal. I think I like that part about it. Do I like some of the things we're talking about? Pay for parents to travel to games. That shouldn't be part of the deal.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I know there's some parents that can't afford to see their kids, and the kids are, playing. That's part of. That's part of. That's part of the allure of why you want in-state talent to stay in state.
Right. Exactly.
So mom and dad, keep your kid at home. So don't see him at home. That's part of that push. To keep the in-state talent, and that's why it's so big. Every school wants to keep in-state kids in-state, like we do here.
Right.
Well, as a recruiter, Gus, how much does it help or hinder when you have another ear, or now 2 ears to sell your program to while the kid is on campus, as opposed to a kid comes up on an official visit and he has his head coach or he has his aunt or uncle, and you're trying to sell a program. You're making it look like glamorous. Now the NCAA say, oh, it's one more person that can come. Because you're not only selling to the kid, but you're selling to everybody else.
Well, typically, that's who's coming anyway. So it doesn't really change. It's not going to change who's going to be here anyways. It just changes the affordability that these people can be down here. I think that's the only change. We will have kids down here. I think they can have up to 3 people that we can house. But we can still pay for the hotels when they get here. Okay. It's just the travel. It changes the travel costs.
Right. Okay.
So, again, the parents came from North Carolina with the kid, and they drove him up here, right? We can still the rule was we still reimburse them for the gas since they drove the kid. That gas money is still how the kid got up here. Right. It wasn't like we paid for the kid to fly and then the parents drove, so we paid for the flight but couldn't pay for the gas.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all it is. Just saying, when the parents drive or they fly, we can cover that cost, but it's the same amount of people. I don't think it's not going to change the amount of people we have anyways on the business. It just makes it more affordable, which I think is great, because now you don't have kids 17 years old going by themselves across the country to school, and they get wowed by everything without, their adult give them some guidance while they're on that trip, for some protection for them as well. I think, you got to help out the kid, because every kid's going to have a blast on their trip, because we got mom and dad.
What Coach Charles say, always come back with some stories.
When our kids go away on official visits, we always say, you better come back with some stories.
This is part of the conversation. I'm not here.
Hey, you make it seem like
I'm not going to say nothing.
Just a couple years ago, you wasn't officially visiting Towson.
Oh, man, it was special.
Amen.
So our next topic, about Marcus Lattimore. So apparently the NCAA will not allow South Carolina football to hire Marcus Lattimore as a staff member on the team. And just for those who aren't familiar with the issue, I'm going to read a little snippet from an article. And basically says the NCAA believes having Marcus Lattimore as a staff member for the South Carolina football team will give the program an unfair recruiting advantage, so it's barring the Gamecocks from hiring the former running back. And also it's saying that he wasn't actually interested in being on the coaching staff, but just being a staff member. So but talking to the team or
like a liaison.
Yeah, like a liaison of some sort. But they did say Lattimore is still free to speak to the team and serve as a program ambassador, but he can't be added to the team's staff unless it's as a coach, which is something he's interested in. And so it looks like the issue is that he has his own private his own private foundation, basically, where they think that they give him an edge, give South Carolina a recruiting edge, I don't know if I agree with that.
I just think it's more rules by the NCAA. The edge. I'm gonna stay off of it. It's not my lane. Fortunately, I don't have the memorize that recruiting book anymore. You know, that's down your lane, Gus. So you can speak on that.
I mean, you know, you brought up the point. The NCAA has a lot of rules. Ultimately, it's hard to comment. I mean, I know they have reasons behind everything. So at the end of the day, you know, what they do is they feel as if they're right. So you know, what I try to do a lot of times is, okay, why do they think they're right here? You know, why? Like, what justification? Now, is it unfair? I guess again, if he's not a coach, if he's a coach, maybe it's one thing. But if he's just a friend of the programs as a booster, then I can kind of see having a booster getting paid by the university as well. Kind of, I guess, it's mixed. Well, you know, mixed signals. Yeah, mixed signals there. You're saying, and especially around your current kids, around you're saying the recruits that are coming on campus and stuff. You know what I mean? So how can you have a guy who's privatizing camps and with a name and selling kids who all want to be see Marcus Lattimore,
right.
And then what other schools are going to push him on? Of course he's going to push him on South Carolina school. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then he's also an employee of the school doing that. So that's why I think the mixed signals are. So I can understand it, but again, you know, I guess every situation is different. So you know, they made a ruling on this, so we'll see. We'll see how it transpires.
All right. Any more?
I just think it's a dumb rule. Everyone knows that he's an alum.
He's a South Carolina legend.
Yeah, a legend. That's what I said.
Hometown legend. So every kid that grew up want to be Marcus Lattimore anyway.
Right.
They want to follow where he went, which is South Carolina. So what recruiting advantages has he had since he's been there? Has it been any? Just because he's employed don't make it seem like he's gonna have any advantages to me.
I mean, what's their record since he's been gone?
Oh.
So I mean, so what's the advantage? Right? What's the advantage? If the top players in the state aren't coming there anymore, and he wants to help bring them in, but he's not, you know, officially on staff, but wants to be, like I said, liaison. What's the issue?
Yeah, I'm sure it was somebody else complaining. That's not sure how it came up. So, right. Hey man, no.
And again, I think it's because if you're hired by the university, you're working for the university, and then you're doing camps. You're saying as far as your name on it as well, you're affiliated financially, contractually with the university. So naturally, the pipeline is through the university to that university. Now, if he was just an independent guy, what he's been doing, and at his camp, which he probably is doing, is pumping South Carolina, that's fine because he's just a booster. He's not an employee.
Right.
So once you become an employee, then NCAA rules about recruiting fall into place. Right. And in essence, an extra recruiter out there, but you're not a coach. You can only have so many coaches recruiting. For example, our quality control guys can't go on the road recruiting.
Okay.
And they told guys that Coach Strogano's got to pass that recruiting exam. Yeah, and so it's just like they have certain quality control coaches at these BCS schools. They have so many, they have armies of guys, right? As quote unquote coaches, quality control, GAs, all those. Well, only a certain amount of GAs can be on the field. Quality control guys can't even be on the field. You know what I mean? Including GAs, got to do their work, and they technically can't be on the field. Right. So and I'm like, different universities, their compliance officers are watching strictly, some maybe not so strictly, whatever, teach their own. I'm not getting into that. But there is rules on who can be on the field and who can't even coach, let alone recruiting. And I think that's what the issue is. In essence, it's a paid employee acting as an extra recruiter for the university, and not so much just what his name is and who he is. It's just in that vein because he's hired. But if he's not hired, then
gotcha.
Yeah.
This is what it sounds like to me. It sounds like Coach Gus got 100% on his recruiting exam. That's what it sounds like to me.
I'm learning. Listen,
I'm learning too.
I'm all right.
But in the grand scheme of things, well, first let me ask you this question: how many coaches are allowed on the sideline of game day?
Well, you can have as many coaches as you want on the sideline.
The whole staff can be down there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we pick and choose what coaches do one in the box and which quality control coaches.